let's now go straight across to Bandra, where Pranoy is with the one and only Sachin Tendulkar. Pranoy.
Thanks, Vikram. You know, for me, this is like a ultimate special day. I actually talked to Sachin when he was 19 years ago. That was, and he looked the same. So, yeah. But Sachin, this is actually on a completely different issue, not about cricket. You've made a wonder in this place. Just tell us what this was like. And I've got Rakesh Kapoor, who's the CEO of RB, which is the manufacturers of Dettol. Congratulations on this huge campaign.
Thank you.
Isn't it good to have Sachin here?
It's a very proud moment for me also. Right. You said that you met him 19 years ago. I think he looks like 19.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
tell us what it was like when you first saw it.
First of all, when our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji announced my name, in his squad, 9-member squad who were going to take this initiative forward and spread awareness, it was a huge honor. And I've always been particular about...
You were the first to say, yes, I will do it.
I mean, there was no
first
doubt.
person,
You know, there was no question of, thinking over it and then getting back to Modi ji. But, this is something which I believe strongly, and cleanliness and hygiene is so important for everyone, not just the children in the family, but for everyone, all the, auto rickshaw drivers and all. They don't realize, by spitting on the road, it spreads a lot of diseases, and that is something that we need to stop.
So in a way, cleaning up India is making India healthy. It's one part of a plank to make all of us healthier people and fitter people, right?
Most definitely. It helps to have a doctor in the family.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure she was the power behind the whole movement also.
We all got excited, So the first thing I did was I contacted all my close friends and I said, "Hum is street pe aake saaf karna shuru kar denge." Because you'd be surprised, the buses used to be parked in this lane, and this was like an open toilet for everyone. Which is really unfortunate.
And it's so near the sea, and
they would bathe themselves here, urinate, and you just could not walk. And I've been living in Bandra West for the last 14 years. I had not seen this footpath for the last 14 years.
Because it was
buses used to be parked here, so instead of using 3 lanes, cars would end up using just 2 lanes.
Right.
And old people, I had this first-hand experience, because after cleaning, the next morning we came here just to figure out how things are functioning. And an elderly gentleman spoke to me and thanked me, because he said, नहीं तो हम normally रास्ते से चलते थे और अच्छा डर लगता था चलते हुए कि कोई गाड़ी ना हमें उड़ा दे. But now we can proudly walk on this footpath. So,
and you had benches made along the footpath.
I have to thank here Mumbai police and BMC, because they were extremely proactive, and whatever I wanted to do, I shared my vision with them. And they made sure that everything went according to our plan. And every now and then, I drive on this road.
Right.
And since then, there hasn't been a single bus which has been parked. So I want to compliment Mumbai police and BMC for looking after this.
Rakesh, this was a good idea. If you want it long-lasting, do something yourself, but also involve the authorities so that it stays like that. If you do it just individually, then how the longevity is.
We all know that to bring lasting change, there has to be a major partnership between the public and the private and individuals. And sometimes role models like Sachin play a huge role, because they can, if they stand for something as important as this, clearly their following is far-reaching. And what Sachin has shown us just now is that a clean India is just one level of change that we want to bring in this country. Clean India means a hygienic and a healthy India. And a healthy India is a more economically prosperous India. So we all want to share a dream of prosperity, but it starts with cleaning and hygiene and health.
Sachin, one of the things, which we just seen, I don't know if they've shown the video yet, but what's so impressive about what you've done is you did it with your own hands. You see, in India, we're a little under this, that this is beneath us. For certain things, cleaning up is not for me. That's a kind of attitude in India, and by you doing it with your own hands, you can change that attitude. Cleaning is for everybody.
Absolutely. हमारा एक ऐसी हमारी सोच है कि हम कचरे वाले को बुलाते हैं ना, कचरे वाले आ जाओ ये साफ करो, बट एक्चुअली कचरे वाले हम होते हैं, वो सफाई वाला है, हम कचरा करते हैं. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि हम कचरा ही नहीं करेंगे तो सफाई की उतनी सफाई की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. कि नॉर्मल सफाई तो करनी पड़ती है, घर में भी करनी पड़ती है, मगर अगर रास्ते पे थूकना वगैरह बंद कर दे तो मेरे एक छोटी हमने फिल्म की थी यहाँ पे, जब हम ये स्ट्रीट साफ कर रहे थे तब, तो हमारे साथ काफी रिक्शा वाले भी ज्वाइन किए. वो सुबह हम 4:30 बजे यहाँ सफाई कर रहे थे और उनको मैंने यही कहा कि तुम पान खा के थूकते हो और फिर वहीं पे आप बोलते हो उसी मुंह से कि ये भारत माँ है. तो ये बात मुझे समझ में नहीं आती कि आप भारत माँ भी कहते हो और थूकते भी हो वहीं पे. तो ये प्लीज बंद करो और जितनी सफाई रखने की कोशिश कर सकते हैं आप भी अपने भाइयों को बताएं कि ना सफाई बहुत जरूरी है.
And you know one thing, when I was a student, which was not so long ago, you know, recently, during the summer holidays, I had a student job, to clean the bathrooms in a cinema hall. And after I cleaned bathrooms, I learned I will never dirty a bathroom. So when you do it yourself, you also appreciate much more the effort that goes into cleaning, and how a little bit of effort when you're dirtying a place, just a little bit of effort can save a lot of, as you say, less cleaning up.
I strongly believe कि अगर हर आदमी एक छोटी जगह अडॉप्ट करेगा कि इस जगह को मैं साफ रखने वाला हूँ, it could be outside your school, your college, your office, house, जो भी. अभी ये जगह पे हम जो खड़े हैं, I've got nothing to do with this place. This is not next to my house or school, college, office, nothing. But I feel कि मेरी एक attachment हुई है इस जगह से अभी, and I'll make sure कि ये जगह हमेशा साफ रहे. तो इसी तरह everyone should do that.
You've also planted these trees here, right? So that these will grow in a few years. So
and I think in 24 months from now, this will become a
shady,
very nice street.
Right.
यहाँ पे मैं देखता हूँ सुबह यहाँ पे बैठ के काफी लोग न्यूज़पेपर्स वगैरह भी पढ़ते हैं, अर्ली मॉर्निंग वॉक्स के लिए आते हैं. I mean, it is satisfying. You know, above all, I feel extremely proud कि मैं और सिर्फ मैं नहीं, मेरे दोस्त लोग भी यहाँ पे आए, इनिशिएटिव लिया. ये साफ ही नहीं किया, we've also painted the walls here, और you know, एक जनरल एक जो इनिशिएटिव लिया था वो हम सक्सेसफुली कुछ कर पाए, तो it's satisfying.
Sachin, one thing I'm really happy about, and is most unusual for you, but I'm very happy about it. He normally does a lot of things quietly, Rakesh. He never tells anybody, he does his charities quietly. In fact, I was giving a lecture once to all the Indian cricket team, saying that you must have campaigns, etc. And Sachin came up to me later and said, why should I make it public? So I said at that time, he was again a youngster, still is, sorry. He said, I said that you got to make it public because you make the awareness of the issue public. It's not you really. So this is once when you have done a short film, it's shown you working, the impact will be huge rather than doing it quietly. So I'm glad you didn't say quiet, which is your normal way.
We actually did quietly. We started at 4:30 in the morning, so you know we didn't disturb the traffic, and you know basically everything ran smoothly.
But you let people know that this should be
we recorded, you know, because tomorrow someone should not turn on and say कि किसी और ने साफ किया है and इनका नाम आगे किया हुआ है. I didn't want that.
There's a great example where you need to lead by your own example. And I think, you know, just to talk about something like this, but not to do it yourself, doesn't kind of add up. So I think the most amount of noise he's made is by actually doing it himself, rather than to actually, you know, stay in the background. And you know, it's a fantastic thing for people like Sachin to come forward and say they stand for something more than what he's doing professionally.
It's tough for him because he's a very low-key person. So to actually do this, I know what an effort it takes. But can I ask you to do one more thing? You've got millions of fans who love you. What do you have to say to them? How can they get more involved, the youngsters, in this Swachh Bharat movement? What would you like to, message would you like to give?
My message would be each person decides to dedicate 1 hour in a year to clean up whatever. Each person in India. Wow. You know, can you count the number of hours that, you know, cleaning will take place? So each person decides only 1 hour a year. I'm going to clean up whatever area that you decide you are happy with. But sincerely, honestly, you should make that effort.
That's wonderful, wonderful. 1 hour a year. Now listen to Sachin. He's shown the way on so many other areas. I just can't help but one thing here. This is wonderful and this is the reason we're here. But I got to ask you what you thought about yesterday's cricket match. I think we missed you there. We really missed you. I feel you retired too early, but anyway, that's another issue. What do you think about that cricket match?
I mean, there was traveling, but I kept following, you know. I kept following on the phone, the scores and all that. And I believed, you know, till tea time that the match was like 80% in our favor. We were only 2 down then.
Right.
And then that, you know, partnership was broken. It was a brilliant partnership between Virat and Murli Vijay. And then, you know, sort of it started changing. It's a lot to do with momentum, and on the 5th day, you know, in places like Adelaide, a lot of action takes place because the ball starts turning. There are rough was created by Mitchell Johnson, and off spinner, you know, Nathan Lyon was effective exploiting those roughs. But you know, all in all, I look at it positively. It was a terrific effort. We were in control of the game till the end, except the last, you know, 45 minutes cost us a little.
And that whole cliche in cricket, anything can happen. It's a game of uncertainty, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've played well. We just need to go a step further and say we are going to finish well.
And we showed fighting spirit, right?
Yes, I mean, and I see that fighting spirit in the team. I've known all the youngsters. They are hungry, and they don't shy away from challenges. They're prepared to make all the sacrifices. And that is all. That is what you know, a normal fan expects from a team. That they are competitive, play in the right spirit, and it's not just about winning games, but also winning hearts. And I thought they won hearts.
I thought you were going to ask him whether he was coming back into the game.
No. Don't open that.
Don't open that. Amitabh Bachchan has a question for you.
Ji.
Amitabh?
First of all, Sachin, thank you so much for being with us on this telethon. And may I just initially tell you that I'm still, you know, in deep depression after your team beat us last night in Kochi in the football. But all the same, you know, we have great admiration for you. And Pranay, I have to say that, you know, you're giving all of us a lot of competition with these lovely dark glasses that you have on. You're looking like a rock star, and Sachin, first of all, many compliments for...
I think I swiped them from you at some point.
Yeah. Sachin, many congratulations on this
Thank you so much,
wonderful work that you've done in cleaning up this area. And I think it's very important what you said, that all of us need to take up this matter as, like you said, 1 hour in 1 year. That's a wonderful concept. But really for dedicating somebody in a particular area and saying, you look after this area, clean it up and maintain it, and that will be wonderful. I also want to say some other thing that Pranay said, that, you know, sometimes as a matter of punishment, ask the people to go out and, you know, clean streets or something like that. There are many schools which I know of overseas where if the kid has done something wrong and has to, you know, undergo some punishment, they actually send the kid out for social service, which is they have to go and clean a particular area of the street that the school is situated in, to go and look after old homes. And this would be a wonderful kind of a concept if we can inculcate this in some of our schools and say that whenever a student misbehaves or requires punishment, the punishment should be that you go and clean up an area which is close by to your school or any area that is designated by the school.
Absolutely.
Good point, good point.
It's a good point.
Maybe actually also both a punishment and sometimes a reward. So there's a positive aspect to it as well. But getting that done on a regular basis, I think, is a brilliant idea, and we should do that. I must say, did have it in our school, and we did a lot of social work, and you had to get points and all that. So if that can become widespread.
I mean, I would also say not just the punishment, but you know, every month, you know, each class goes and cleans up one area. You know, So if all the schools decide to do that, each class cleans up one area once a month. It would also create awareness, and the next generation would learn to respect the guys who are keeping our country clean.
Exactly.
Is that a possibility, a specific thing? It should be their part of the curriculum that clean up?
Absolutely. I think that there should be programs in schools which actually put this into practice, where they say that each class has to do their bit towards cleaning up the area. And once that becomes a part of your curriculum, then it goes on for generations. And Pranay, as you rightly said, and even what Sachin was saying, that not necessarily to keep it as a punishment, but to give it a reward. Let each class work towards this campaign or this job of cleaning up a place, and then give them points, give them rewards, and make it a part of their curriculum where they, at the end of the year or at the end of a semester, they are declared winners, that they were able to keep this part of the city clean, and they did this so much work. I remember that in my school in Sherwood in Nainital, we wanted to build a swimming pool because we didn't have a swimming pool. We used to break bounds and go across to the government house, sneak away and have a swim there. And when we told the principal that we wanted to have a swimming pool in our school, the entire school got together and built this swimming pool that we now see in our school in Nainital. I think these are some of the efforts that can be initiated. If you want a playing field, for example, or a space to go and enjoy off hours, create that space within the school or clean up an area and say this space belongs to us because we were responsible in keeping it clean and making it pliable for people to come and use it.
Right. Pranoy, I just want to read out something which the Prime Minister has just tweeted. We've just got this tweet from the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, saying, I appreciate NDTV and Senior Bachchan for the Banega Swachh India campaign to address aspects related to hygiene and sanitation. I'm also very pleased to say that the Prime Minister has used that hashtag Swachh India, which is one of the reasons perhaps why it's trending across the country right now. He also says scale of mobilization and long-term planning make Swachh India a distinctive and definitive effort towards Clean India. Best wishes, Swachh India. So that's a message from the Prime Minister. And Pranoy, I have to say that, Narendra Modi, after becoming Prime Minister, the fact that he took an issue like this and put it on the national agenda, and it's one of his first major speeches at the Red Fort on Independence Day, it's really brought this onto the forefront. And that's one of the reasons why we're being able to get so much traction behind an issue and a campaign like this.
Vikram and Amitabh, there's something that Sachin had said which I want you, can you just explain the slight attitude in India where you were just saying about it that I'm for dirtying, somebody else is for cleaning. That kind of social divide, there is some caste aspect, there's a class aspect, that has to change. So you have to clean here as well, right?
I mean, first of all, we shouldn't be dirtying our nation.
Correct.
If we don't spit on our house, why would you go out and spit somewhere else?
Exactly.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. For me, why should it happen first of all?
Right.
And if it's happening,
yeah,
I mean, if it's happening, then it has to stop. Yes. And somebody has to take the initiative. Our Honorable Prime Minister has taken the initiative, and it's all about creating awareness and making sure that if it didn't happen till now, then it starts happening from now on.
I must say it is a campaign that has caught the imagination of the nation.
Absolutely.
You and Amitabh and the rest of you are really pushing it forward. So Amitabh, there is this issue about caste-class divide which we have to clean our minds of. Isn't that also an issue that it's not only physical, it's also a mental cleansing that's needed?
Yeah, absolutely, Pranay. Before you came on, this was just what we were discussing here, that it has become, through centuries and through decades, a caste issue, where there is a special caste that has been designated for cleaning. And I think we need to come over that and make it possible for all of us to be doing all kinds of jobs and not make it look menial. We are doing it for ourselves, for our own cleanliness. And this whole system should be abolished, where we designate this job for somebody else. We should do it ourselves. I think there have been many examples, and I don't put it beyond Indians to do that. I don't put this beyond Indians to do that. Our ex-president of India, Kalam Saab, had made a wonderful observation once, that when the Indian goes to a foreign country, he follows their rules and regulations and is an absolutely clean person. He doesn't spit on the street, he doesn't, break signals or break traffic rules. Why is it that when he comes to India, he starts doing all this? And I think that that is what needs to be told to the people.
Quite right, quite right.
Pranoy, just wanted to ask...
Sachin, the thing is, the way you've cleaned this, I'll give you an example. Just one second. I just want to ask one thing, Sachin, that when a place is clean, Indians keep it clean. For example, the Calcutta Metro. Calcutta is a mess in many ways. But the metro was so clean and nobody dropped anything there. So when you clean a place, you'll find people don't want to drop things there. Isn't that, it's kind of a...
Initially, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I would agree with
because
that.
Because we cleaned it once, and then again we came the following day. There was litter, so we had to clean. And we then requested the local guys. I said, please don't throw your litter here.
Yeah.
Please don't do it.
Right.
Let's look after the street. And that's the reason I said that, each person should adopt a street. It need not be, a vast area.
Yeah.
20 square meter is also enough. But each person decides.
Yes.
But we came back again, and then we had to keep telling them every now and then, don't do it, and now it has stopped.
Right. Sorry, Vikram, you were going to say something.
No, I just wanted to ask Sachin one question, that Sachin's idea of everyone spending 1 hour in a year, which really isn't that much time to spend on something like cleanliness. But people like Sachin and Amitji and others who have such a massive fan following in this country, maybe if they could just even spend half an hour in a year just getting the message out, because it's one thing to build all of these toilets and to do all of this stuff. People don't use it. They don't maintain it. They don't look after it. So at some point, we have to change people's mindset also. And so messages going out from people like Sachin would be great. Social media, wherever it is.
May I just add to that, Vikram? While Vikram has just said this, it just came to my mind that if there are toilets being built and the cause that they're not being used is a very major cause, that, toilets are built but nobody goes and uses them. I think if a known celebrity or a known face, people admire them, if they can personally go and use that facility at some point of time, even if it's once in a year or once in a month or something like that, I think it would send a very strong message to people that this is a place that must be used. I volunteer to do that. If there is something that is put up nearby, I would be very happy to go and use it, just to propagate the matter that toilets are meant to be used. And if I'm using it, so can you.
Absolutely, Amitji, that's a fantastic point, and I'm sure everyone is going to try their level best to follow what you've said, and it's just about that commitment. If you can give 1 hour in a year, or like you said, use the local toilets, once a year you do that, and tell people that it's good to use that, because we need to maintain hygiene and cleanliness, and that is something which we lack in that department, and that's the primary reason for all the diseases, all the problems that we have.
Many times I
Sachin,
drive...
that we talked about, there are distinctions in society. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying, adding to what Sachin was saying, that, many times I drive to Pune from Mumbai on the highway, and there are moments when you want to use the washroom. And the people that travel with you, they always look for a decent hotel or a decent place where I can go. But I tell them, no, I'll go to the common place where everyone else is going. And I've done that on every occasion. And I think that, these are kind of symbolic gestures that some of us can be doing in order to propagate this idea that, this is a place that needs to be kept clean because everyone comes and uses it.
Fantastic. In fact, Amitabh, I'm sure those places, people know that you may come and they've kept it clean ever since you used it.
Well, that's exactly what I was trying to put across, that if they know that it's some known face, I mean, it's a little immodest to speak like this, but
very good.
But, if that is what is going to propagate something, then yes, we are ready to volunteer to do that.
No, I'll say it for you. Yeah. There's one other thing, apart from this attitude is for somebody else to do the cleaning. It's a slightly state sector thing that, oh, I'll keep my house clean, I'll throw stuff outside because the government will do it. We want the government to do everything, but I think what this movement is showing is, yes, there's a partnership, but you have to walk that step first. You have to do something yourself. And don't expect the government to clean up your mess.
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's about what you feel within. And if you don't do it inside your house, why would you go outside your house and do it?
Right. And expect the government to clean it.
Yeah, I mean, as you put it correctly, that the same people, they leave India, they go out somewhere and they follow all the rules and the regulations. Yeah. So why
very
can
true.
that not be followed here?
You see that all over the world. Indians are most law-abiding, clean, respected lot.
Absolutely. We are well behaved.
Yeah.
We actually respect and obey the law outside the country. But when it's inside the country, we somehow forget some very basic things. And as both Amitabh ji and you were saying, if we can make our own personal commitment to make that change here, whether it's spending 1 hour cleaning a toilet, showing some very basic commitments to keeping our communities clean, our streets clean, I think this is going to become a national movement. And that's what it needs. I think there is a role for the government. And I don't think that without the government, this is also going to work. But people have to come individually and collectively with companies joining hands and making this a massive movement. And I think this is going to become
Sachin, one of the last things, and that is this negativity about Indians are like this. That's not true. If they don't do it abroad, you give them the right facilities, they will be model citizens. So we can change. This movement can succeed and can make India clean. We have to think like that, right?
Yes, I mean, because there are so many times where I have followed a car and then suddenly the window comes down and they throw whatever, and it could be eaten fruit or, fries or whatever, I mean, chips, whatever. And they would throw that rubbish outside, and then that is something which we don't see abroad.
Indians never do that. So it's not
Indians
like
don't do that
Indians are
abroad.
like that.
I mean, it only happens here. So
we
need to change that attitude.
Right.
And with this, sorry, Pranav, we need to also make sure that we provide the bins to put stuff in.
So important.
Without the bins, you are going to have to force people to actually find their own, and that's not easy.
Yeah.
So I think we have to provide the bins. We need to have waste disposal systems in the place. So I think there are some infrastructure issues to take care of, and there are some behavioral things to take care of. We need to role model those behaviors, but then we need to work with public-private partnerships to get the infrastructure right. Putting the bins, making sure there's some basic cleaning taking place, making sure that the waste disposal programs are in place, so that the whole chain works together.
And it's long lasting.
Yes, otherwise people will get very frustrated. I mean, you all want people not to throw stuff on the street, but if they can't find a place to throw it in,
Very crucial.
what are we going to do? What should we do with that waste?
So Amitabh, Vikram, any other questions for this youngster, 19-year-old?
Well, Pranoy, I just wanted to say that I think the point that Rakesh has touched on also is a really crucial point. It's a bit chicken and egg that people, even if they want to keep themselves clean, look at public conveniences. We always make such fun of the fact that there are people there, urinating on walls and things like that, but there are not enough public toilets that are actually available, and those which are not usable. So somewhere there's that slight chicken and egg situation that also kicks in. And that, I wonder, is where the government has to come in, or maybe public-private partnership has to come in at some point. Amit ji, you wanted to add?
Yeah, we had some comments
Amitabh,
from people.
anything?
Pranay, we had some comments from people earlier on the program where we talked about this issue about public and government participation together. And what I was saying was and suggesting that if corporates were to take up as a job or as a duty, that they would designate a particular area and look after that area and keep it clean, it would help a great deal.
Right, absolutely. Well, I think we all must get together and congratulate you. God bless you, and may this have a huge impact. And all your millions of fans will listen to you and will make a major step forward. And congratulations to you
Thank
too.
you. The first fan has already done that.
Right. Great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Vikram.
Sachin, for being with us.